On the call today, we also have Royce Myers. He's leading our marketing agency, Growth Rocket. He's the kind of CEO of that. We have Luke on the call as well. Luke is the CEO of True Claim, an insurance technology company. And then we also have Nicola, who is a member of the Accountica team. He's playing a major role in that, connecting us with investors that in his network that have done $30 and $100 million in sales. Michael Zoe is on the call as well. Michael Zoe is, I believe it's like a VP of Upgrade AI, an advertising technology company. Ritesh has joined the call. He's a VP of an insurance technology company, and he's doing that with Luke Zahner. So it's a very good panel we have today. Alec, feel free to kind of add anything I may have missed.
Yeah, I think you give a really fantastic introduction. We're just really excited that everybody was able to join today. And, it's going to be a really awesome, workshop. We got a lot of cool panels, a lot of folks joining in from all over the country, as well as, we have some Kahoot questions at the end to wrap everything together.
All right. So to get started here, guys, this is a really great opportunity. All righty. Well, we'll kick things off. Next, Pranav is going to be sharing a little bit about his accelerator story. He's going to share kind of what he's built outside of Vitality Labs and kind of what he's built inside of Vitality Labs alongside our great team with Sigmus and Sheil, who's a co-founder of Vitality Labs.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Pranav. And yeah, just to give a little bit background, I joined Vitality around like 4 months ago. And I've been working with Sigmus, Alec, Camden, and Sheil as well to work on Vitality. Right now, I'm a senior in Pennsylvania. So I came up with a little slideshow about accelerators, and I'll kick it off from there. These are my 2 cents on accelerators, and I hope this can help everybody there. And at the end, I'll give some of my personal insights, and I'll keep it broad in the beginning, just so it can hit all of the companies that are on this call. But these are probably my favorite, the accelerator programs. They offer mentorship, funding, resources to rapidly scale startups. As per my first startup, when we did accelerators with NVIDIA, they gave us a lot of AWS credits, which we were able to train our machine learning models on and then go test that in facilities in Virginia, New Jersey to get our chip in production. And probably to prepare a compelling pitch deck, these things take forever, but they are very good. And the application tips highlight a strong founding team. I know a founding team is very important, and I don't doubt that anybody's a part of a not so good founding team, but in ventures, there are founders who haven't been pulling their weight loads, and this is some mentor to the team. Because take for example, if Alec and Ken are doing all the work and I'm backing off, and some of the benefits that I see are the seed funding and investment opportunities. I know for Dell, I got to meet a bunch of cool people from Dell and some C-suites at Dell in order to get some tips from there. The next one is probably my least favorite, is the angel investors, only because it takes a lot of convincing and it's a bit harsh. I'll start with the drawbacks because this is one of the bigger reasons I like accelerators more than angels, is because there's potential for conflicting visions. So especially the angel investor route, in accelerator programs, they're investing towards your startup, while the angels obviously have their vision in mind. For my investment, we had like a 300K investment lined up. It was all cool, but he wanted to change our strategy and use animal testing in order to make a chip that's trying to reduce animal testing. And the whole point of my startup is to reduce animal testing. So we didn't really align with his visions, and unfortunately, we had to let the angel go. But obviously, there are many benefits. There's flexible investment terms. When you're investing, there can be investing schedules, and you can argue the equity. So sometimes they'll take less equity for more money if they really see the potential in you, while accelerators have like a set vision in mind. And then some application tips. Probably the hardest one is most of these calls are like interview basis, and you need to know your stuff very on the spot. So be prepared for hands-on involvement from investors and showcase your market potential and the projected ROI, because obviously they want to see the benefits and what they're going to return, because after all, it is their money. Another one, this is just comparing and contrast. It's a little table for us to understand about like what each one is. So the funding side, obviously the VC firms have the highest and it's probably the best, but as you can see, the speed of growth is equivalently as high. So I would suggest you guys take a screenshot. I'll put the slideshow online. I'll give it to Cam, then he can send it out to everybody. But I think this slide is the most important at all because it all depends on what each company wants. For my company, we went the angel route because even though the funding was small, I still got 200K, which is small. but the speed of growth was moderate, and I'm in high school, so I needed that time to build it up. And this is a very long process. I'm willing to take that time. But if there are other co-founders on this call who want to accelerate their program in 1 to 2 years and are okay with putting that amount of time into it and don't need that much equity maybe and just want the fame aspect or just the quick revenue, then maybe the VC firm or incubators is for you. But it all truly depends on what you guys want. And if anybody's open to chat, we can always have a chat with what might fit your company the best. And this is another one that we can screenshot. These are the best resources that I've collected in my time. I'll send this out, but these are some of the biggest ones that I can see. I know on the left side is accelerators, and this is what I'm applying to Vitality. And I'm keeping this open. I believe everybody can success, even though it's kind of competition wise. I think may the best company win. And you better StartX is a big one at Stanford. And these are all kind of focused on Vitality because it's a health tech startup. But the grants and VC firms are for all different types of companies. But you will see more of like a healthcare biotech sense in all of these programs because that is what I specialize in. So I thought that was pretty important to mention. And finally, the tips for applying. Make sure to research and know what you're applying to. You don't want to apply to one program and copy and paste the wrong prompts in. It's sort of like college applications. Like when you research a college, you want to make sure you know every single detail of the college, the unique parts, so the college knows you actually care. Because there's no reason for NVIDIA to accept me if I don't even care about them. For a lot of these, they can help a lot for getting in these. Obviously, for bigger things, it's hard. But for all the internships and everything, and even Alibaba, IBM, knowing somebody from there is very helpful. And then prepare and have a solid pitch deck. This is kind of just a given. Just make sure you have a pitch deck and you have people working on it. And the pitch deck is actually good, not just like ChatGPT together and something that's very valuable that everybody can have because you can share it with every investor. And that's some of the biggest things they look for. And then obviously have a good team. I mean, when you're hiring and firing people, make sure you have a team that you trust and that you can trust a company with in any given time. Like I know Camden will probably take some calls and I'll take some others, but we both know that both of us will do equally as well. So it's something we can pass on to each person that hopefully if we trust them enough, we can give them big tasks and not have to double check every single thing they do because that's how the best companies function. And yeah, that's what I have. My email's here. I'll drop my number in the chat and I'm always open for a chat. Just set me up on LinkedIn or hit me on the email. But that's it for me.
That was great, man. I'm clapping. That was unbelievable, Pranav, man. You killed it. You killed it. But work you get the insider information. You have people that have funded companies, people that have companies, you have a network that you can rely on. The reason why Alec and I built Meridian Capital is because we're avid entrepreneurs, but we really invest in people. The people are what drive the success. And that's been a testament for me personally. And we can't do it without people like yourself in roles where you guys are excelling. Now, Pranav, just by how he gave that kind of the overview of his story as well as his accelerator victories, he's in a position where he feels confident, where he feels comfortable. Promote people. We're always looking to invest in people. And that's why we built Meridian Capital. So thank you guys for joining this kind of panel thus far. We have a few more things to come because of that presentation. It was unbelievable. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to have different kind of co-founders and CEOs speak about their companies and their involvement and what the company is. They're going to give either a one slide pitch, or they're going to speak about their company just over the Zoom call, share screens on Figma. If you guys need your Figma screens, send Alec a quick message via Zoom, and he'll send you the Figma files, direct message via Zoom. So in terms of the order we're going for, we're going to do Nomad AI first, then we're going to do Universe Claim, then Upgrade AI. Michael, you're presenting Upgrade AI. Alec will talk about Mentor briefly. Sheil will talk about Vitality Lab. You'll talk about Accountica. And Franklin, you're going to give insights on working for Meridian Capital as an analyst. So that's kind of what's next to come. We're going to kind of run through it. We don't want it to be overly long. Awesome. All right, Jacob, the floor is yours.
Sounds good. So you want me to share screens of what we have for Nomad AI then?
Yeah, talk about Nomad AI, kind of give an overview and stuff like that.
Given you the big things we really want to do at Nomad AI is kind of use the advancements in tech to help simplify travel and help travelers make more informed decisions. So if you go on Airbnb right now and try to book a trip, you'll probably get like 30,000 results, which may sound like a big deal, but in reality, it's overwhelming to the traveler. Doesn't really help them find a specific hotel or trip that's right for them. So we really want to help simplify this process and not only simplify it, but also speed it up. So one of the things we really want to train our AI to do is kind of figure out what you like to do, how you like to travel. Maybe, you're a flight person, so we'll constantly find those cheap flights for you, notify them, things like that. But also when it comes to the trip booking process, kind of making the decision for the traveler after they give us what they want, we kind of give them a built trip. So again, instead of going on these other travel planning sites where you're kind of regurgitated the same trip or you're overwhelmed with the results, we're providing a real-time tuned trip for them. So a really, really cool opportunity, really, really interesting app. I'm pretty passionate in it. I like it a lot. Another big thing doing over there with it is helping with the budgeting. If you've ever tried to plan a trip out with friends, it's very tedious. Most of the time, nobody pays. And if they do pay, you got to chase everybody down. So another one of the great things we're going to add to the product is really making sure that the payment feature is all on one screen. Don't have to use a bunch of links. You don't have to chase people down. And it'll even tell you if they paid on the site yet. So that way, if not, you can send them a helpful little notification reminder and really help get more trips planned, really getting a lot more trips out of the group chat. I know we have all had a group chat where we try to plan a trip and it just never came to fruition because of how complicated it was. So really, Nomad AI is going to simplify that, help get more people traveling, more people interconnected. So yeah, I think I'll wrap it there, keep it short and sweet. When it comes to the traveling market, it's a bit niche. So some of the things may seem a bit similar, but we have our little key features that are really going to differentiate us. And we think those key features really play a phenomenal role in helping the traveler. This top level here, you're going to see this is more of our profile screen. This is really going to allow us to help see what the traveler wants, what their budget is, what they want to do. So instead of, again, provide that every time they log onto the website, we already have a kind of an idea of what they want. We can simplify it down for them. From there, again, to help break us that trip down, get a more specific trip for them, we have different sections that really help make it easy and intuitive for the user. Mountains, you're thinking of probably hiking, nature walks, forests, you want to go on a getaway, beach, that's pretty intuitive, probably islands. And then we go from here. Really, when it comes to that trip planning process, what helps people make their decision is reviews. So we really want to make sure there's constant reviews and constant information to help inform the traveler before they make that booking. When they do plan to make that booking, really keep it simple and easy for them. We don't want to overcomplicate it. Simply as pick the date, pick if anybody's going with you. After that, we're going to generate that trip for you. Easy price breakdown for you. Again, we don't want to, if you've ever used other sites before, they try to print that giant receipt for you, very overwhelming with a lot of links. So we keep it really simple for the user. If they want to see a more expanded version, they can click off and look at that if they really want to. And again, one of the big things we talked about before should be right here. There it is. Yeah. That split is very annoying to have someone Venmo you $300 for a trip. And this is way more intuitive, much more simple for the user. If you're in person and you're trying to speed up, that trip planning process, instead of them saying, "Oh, I'll check my email later," you can just scan the QR code now, instantly get them to pay, have the whole trip planned out, all done for you. But let's say, you can't get it booked right away. Other people take more time. Trips are expensive. We have a nice little screen here that'll tell you who paid, who didn't. And if they didn't pay, you can send them a nice little push notification to remind them. Again, really think this is a great feature, especially for our college kids who are trying to plan spring break trips. No one wants to be that person that's on people's back, constantly yelling at them to pay the money. You're usually considered the buzzkill of the group, so a great friendly way to kind of keep track of everything and remind everybody. When it comes to that trip booking process, again, we want to help people budget. Budgeting is very hard for the average person. So when it comes to the trip planning process, we want to make it short, simple, and sweet, easy to understand. But also when we're booking that trip, we don't want to just go right to the dollar amount of what their budget is. If you've ever put your budget as $2,500, the trip usually comes out as $2,500, which in reality, that's not good budgeting. So in our case, when we're planning that trip, we have some leftover money for you in case you want to add additional things on after that. But that additional money, again, a really nice feature to add. And then the last step here that we'll go through, and then I'll clear the floor with the screens, is the AI feature. So again, we'll start off basic with it, and then the model will get more complex as we develop. But you'll go through simply picking the country of where you want to go. In this case, this of who you're going with. In my case, I've accidentally had my dad book romantic getaways for me and him. Not very comfortable. It's more just he didn't know the hotel. So things like this will allow us, if you know you want to go on a trip with your girlfriend, boyfriend, it'll specifically push more romantic hotels. If you're going with a family, it'll push more family-friendly options. Again, want to make sure it's really specific for you and you're really getting what you want. A few more specifics here just to kind of, again, help get that specific trip for you. And then once it breaks it down, a nice, beautiful, easy to read itinerary
Looks great.
containing when you arrive, the hotel, places to go around, even a lunch, things like that. And again, really easy to see, really easy for the user to go through. And it even shows you the travel budget for it. So a lot of great features, a lot of great development here, and really, really excited for the platform. And even with your spending, we help keep that, tracked for you when it comes down to, those fees, hotels, flights, all that. So even though you may be booking on multiple sites, when our app kind of combines it together, we make sure that's, individually tracked and broken down for you. Even currency conversion as well, in case you have to do a quick one of those. Yeah, I think that gives a pretty good explanation for it. We are really, really excited for what we're developing at Nomad AI. And, we really think by the summer, we'll have a great product developed for everybody to see. So yeah,
So, no, clap it up for Jacob. No, it's a great presentation. It's a great presentation. All right, next up is True Claim. Luke, Ritesh, you guys are up.
Yeah, awesome. First, I'll just introduce myself real quick. So I'm Luke. I'm a junior at Babson College. Ritesh is a fellow Babson student of mine. And this past summer, I had the opportunity to intern at Chubb, which is the largest publicly traded insurance company. And I was on their claims team helping them pilot some new software to help them communicate through text with their insureds. So really I got to see the entire claims process from start to finish for a large insurance company and really see how inefficient it was. So when Camden asked me, to join the True Claim team, I was super excited. And really what we're trying to do here at True Claim is kind of one of the things that Y Combinator and Andreessen Horowitz put out for what they want to see from startups in 2025, which is to use AI. So really what we're trying to do at True Claim is make the claim filing process can already start the gathering of data. The current process, you file a claim and then it's up to the adjuster to kind of gather that, ask the client for pictures or set up, a field adjuster to go take a look and take pictures at damages and assess them. So what we're trying to do is kind of use computer vision as well as natural language processing to go through insurance policies and then compare that to images that the client can take themselves. And then we can determine what that damage is. We can estimate it. And then once we get an estimate from an actual provider of service, so like, let's say somebody had a flood damage. If, you get a service out there to go clean up the flood damage, right? They're going to write up an estimate. So we can then verify that that estimate is a reasonable estimate using AI. So I can share here our current screens and go through those a little bit. So if you could see this all right here, so here's just the current sign-in screens, all of that good stuff, but we'll skip through to here's the kind of the company setup where you'll be able to, sign up for the True Claim service, set up, payment methods, anything like that, terms and conditions. And then really where it comes down to is our dashboard here. So the True Claim platform is going to be broken out into kind of three different categories. You're going to have the view of a claims manager, the view of a claims adjuster, and then you're going to have the portal for clients to actually upload claims and submit claims to the insurance company. So this would be more of like a manager view where you could see the total number of claims open, how many agents you have, and the total number of active claims. And then you can get some quick insights and visualizations to just make it easier to manage for them. And then, here's a place where, let's say you're transferring over to TrueClaim from a different platform. Here's where you could upload a bulk claim. So you kind of have that claim history, and just do a batch upload of claims quickly. So you can make the move over to the TrueClaim platform. And then here you would kind of be able to see, this would be more of an adjuster view. You'd be able to see what claims are currently assigned to you. And then you'd be able to go into them and really work through all of the details. So we'll go through some of this here. So this is where you would kind of upload a new claim. So you'd enter in things like the policy number and things like that. And a lot of this stuff is really going to happen behind the scenes at TrueClaim. So TrueClaim is going to pull the policy probably as a PDF, and then it's going to be able to compare that to images that are uploaded by the insured. And then it's really going to come down to our machine learning models, our computer vision models, and our natural language processing models from there. And then so here you just go through the new claim details before you submit a claim. And then a lot of that is just going to come down to the behind the scenes process. We are definitely working on screen revisions and have quite a lot of features to add here, because we really, really do want to add some more language model features to help with the documentation process and things like that. So we do have quite a bit of work to do here on the screens, but we are definitely looking to finish these up in the next week or couple of weeks before we kind of move into developing the minimum viable product. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much an overview of TrueClaim. Ritesh, I don't know if you have anything else to add, but let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'll drop my number in the chat if you guys are interested in learning.
Yeah, Luke, you hit it right on the head. Just a little bit about me. I'm a sophomore at Babson College along with Luke, and I come from a background of consulting. So I've joined TrueClaim about a month ago now, and I'm just helping Luke with business strategy and, driving the direction of the company. And so far, like Luke said, we have some revisions on the screen, but we are making steady progress on the MVP.
Great. Thank you for sharing, Ritesh. And yeah, the other thing is this whole presentation, Pranav, was very helpful. Appreciate it, because we're definitely looking to move into applying to accelerators as kind of our next steps here. So that was great for the advice.
So I put this together. So yeah, glad this was helpful. Josh, welcome in. Josh is the Chief Sales Officer of Commerce Hive, and he'll talk a little bit more about that. We're missing a few people on the Commerce Hive team today and Hey Mentor team. So Alex stepping in for Hey Mentor. That is a very, very strong team. Hey Mentor is ridiculous. In terms of the next presentation, we're moving on to Vitality Labs. Thanks again, Luke and Ritesh. That was amazing. You guys gave really good insight.
Hey guys, so I'm Shil. I'm the co-founder and chief growth officer over at Vitality Labs, and on my team along with me are Pranav, who's gave the fabulous accelerators presentation. He's currently the chief medical officers, and with his talents, he's obviously taking charge of applying to accelerators, running things on the medical research end, and really leveraging how much we know about medicine and how we can kind of develop Vitality Labs on that end. We also have Sigmus, who's really helpful he's really helpful on the data end of things. He helps make surveys, manages the data team, and really is a key part of Vitality Labs on that end of things. But now let me jump into a quick slide I made, just giving a quick summary about Vitality Labs as a company and what we're trying to do with our product. So let me try to share my screen real quick. So yeah, so Vitality Labs is we're basically driven around creating an app that is like an AI health wellness coach that can guide individuals on their individual wellness journeys through fitness, meal plans, just tracking their overall health, like things like their blood pressure, basic health metrics. So how are we differentiating ourselves from other health and wellness apps and other companies in this industry? Well, our insights, we're trying to focus it on personalization and use AI to really hone in on creating personalized guidance based on each user rather than creating generic like health advice or giving generic wellness advice. So we can really hone in on the specifics and really differentiate ourselves on that end. Other components of things we're working on include data-driven health monitoring. So we want to really integrate Vitality Labs with common wearables like Fitbit, Apple Watch, like many things that are used for health and wellness tracking on a daily basis. And of course, with other health apps, because eventually we want to collaborate with other platforms that are really similar in their missions, see how we're different, see how we can stand out from them, and how we can learn from them. But that's down the road. In the meantime, we're really trying to develop our MVP, our minimum viable product. I will show some screens in a bit, but so overall, we're trying to track nutrition, exercise, sleep, vital signs. We still have to cover the basics, even though we're trying to develop another level of personalization. So for customization and really developing things on the personalized end, we want to adapt our guidance to individuals' age, fitness levels, and health goals, and create a tailored and responsive wellness journey. So we want to make this interactive. We don't want it to be like an app where individuals click on once a month. We want it to be something that they check regularly, like every day. Or if they want to prepare another healthy meal, they come to Vitality Labs to see what could be a good meal prep option or what could be good based on how much exercise they've done. So really empowering individuals to take control of their health anytime, anywhere. So now I'm going to show you guys a couple of slides we have on Figma. Second. So like this is what the login would be like. You log in with your Google email account, then a lot of verification connected with your socials, Face ID because we really want to hone in on this personalization. And then going to the main screen, you could invite friends as well, but we'll have like option to like search for new healthy menu recipes because a big part of our app is really tailoring it on healthy meal plans along with exercise because we want to really allow for comprehensive wellness individuals to develop comprehensive wellness beyond just exercise. So like we're gonna have a home one of our screens where you can have options to choose different healthy food products based on your dietary preferences. You'll be able to edit this. So if you're vegetarian, if you're on a keto diet, whatever suits an individual's specific needs. So that's on like for that's basically some slides for meal planning. And then we'll also have like a food diary. So individuals can keep track of what they're eating and we can tailor personalized meal advice based on what they already have in their diet and what they want to incorporate. So really trying to increase how users interact with the app rather than giving generic advice again. So then based on this advice, featured recipes will pop up. So we're really just honing into onto specific stuff. And then, of course, we want to make this a user-friendly app. So having profile information, active goals, achievements, giving like small incentives for users to kind of develop goals on their wellness journey. Having contacts, we want to make this an app that's allows users to work with other friends and make this kind of a collaborative platform rather than just a user tracking their own metrics, but also seeing how their friends are doing in meal planning, how their friends are doing on exercise, and just having like a collaborative wellness journey. So then we also want to have like kind of hone in onto the social media aspect of it. So we want to have like health and fitness experts eventually come in and do like health and wellness streams, like maybe exercise streams, maybe meal prep, like live streams, but just kind of turn it into like a social media wellness type platform that can really engage users on all ends of things. So of course we have data analytics on that end. And then most importantly, we have the specific stuff. So like food calorie scanner. So like based on what you're actually eating, Vitality Labs can measure these metrics in real life. So like these are some of the things that really differentiate. We want to really differentiate us from other health and wellness platforms that you can actually take pictures of what you're eating and really integrate that into how the app develops a wellness plan for you. And then based on your location, finding like gyms around you, type seeing health and wellness coaches. So everything should be personalized based on individual. goal. Here are some more basic metrics like fit that tracking that all of the basic stuff. And yeah, and then here's like how we would integrate it with other wearable devices, as I mentioned. So Fitbits, all of the basic ones, Fitbit, Apple Watch, MyFitnessPal, or a Ring, a lot of different ones. But these are we're still making good progress on developing our MVP. In the next couple of months, we want to really hone in on the seed funding we receive from accelerators to kind of contribute to the development of our. We continue to go at the PR. Hope we were able to our product sometime in late summer. But let me know if you have questions regarding. But basic or Sigmus or Pranav, do you have anything else you want to add?
Nope, not for me. No, yeah, not for me.
Same here. I think you did a very good job covering everything required.
Awesome. People to reach out. Next up, we have us talking about the agency. The agency consists of marketing firm, consulting firm, a development firm as well. So, Royce, the floor is yours.
Perfect. I made a quick presentation for it. Let me share this. I can kind of give an overview. I'm going to talk mostly about the digital marketing side of this, talk a little bit more about the consulting later on. Let me see if I can, get this in the presentation mode. All right, perfect. So, hi everyone. My name is Royce Myers. I'm the current CEO at Growth Rocket. At Growth Rocket, we specialize in helping tech startups and cosmetic beauty brands at, scale efficiently through affordable, data-driven digital marketing strategies. So, since we're, helping early stage brands, two major challenges, which is, high marketing aid, ineffective lead generation that doesn't convert into long, we're of the cost while focusing on what matters most: client acquisition, conversions, and brand scaling. So let me go into who we focus. As I said, we're on two key industries, one being tech startups, SaaS, AI, and emerging tech companies looking to build brand awareness, acquire users, and scale efficiently. Now, the other one, as I said, was cosmetic and beauty brands. We have skincare, wellness, and beauty companies that need high impact marketing bucket. We differentiate ourselves by offering affordable and results-driven marketing solutions tailored to early-stage brands. So let me go over a few of those. So here's what makes us different. We have an affordable and lean model. As a newer agency, we provide high-impact marketing without high agency costs, which is great. New inbound leads. We have low COGS through outsourcing. Instead of using, large in-house teams, we leverage Fiverr and Upwork to outsource design, content, and ad management, keeping these costs extremely low while delivering high quality results. Then, a new thing that we're adding in is this Trojan offer free newsletter, a, no risk lead generation tool that lets businesses experience our value upfront before investing fully. So to go a little bit more into that, what we're planning on doing is offering a free newsletter that we'll send out every week, highlighting two different companies, whether that's in the tech startup world or in the cosmetic and beauty industry. And essentially, this is a warm approach rather than, trying to cold call. We get to bring in these clients through saying like, hey, we'd love to highlight, take a quick 10-minute, 15-minute interview with you guys and highlight your company on our page. So we're giving them something for free. And in turn, they almost feel obligated to, either return that. So at the end of these calls, I'm going to say like, hey, what are you currently doing for your in-house marketing? And then after, they explain the challenges, whatever they're doing, and then say, hey, would you be willing to set up a call next week? I currently run a digital marketing agency and I heard some of the challenges that you're currently facing. And, there's a big way that we can collaborate and me, alleviate a lot of those stressors that you have. So the next thing, I'm talking about is, we have a huge focus on organic growth. We focus on, search engine optimization, with our SEO and influencer partnerships and free ad placements to drive, sustainable inbound traffic. Now, the last thing is, our sales-driven approach. Every strategy we implement is built around client acquisition and retention, so sales always come first, as everyone knows. Now, going, to one of the last parts, which is our strategy for scaling startups and beauty brands, we use a 3-part marketing approach to help this. So our first one is, inbound lead generation. We use SEO-driven blogs, case studies, and brand storytelling to attract the right audience. Then we have our outbound prospecting. We run targeted LinkedIn and email outreach campaigns connecting directly with founders and decision makers in the tech and beauty industry. Now, the last one is, conversion optimization. We refine our sales funnels retarget leads, and implement CRO strategies to maximize our return on our investment. And this approach ensures that every marketing effort is designed to generate real business growth, not just, vanity metrics. So, the last thing I'm going to talk about is, our growth plan and expansion goals. In terms of where we're heading, we have a clear roadmap for growth rocket success, in the first, following from now in the next 6 months, we're planning to build a bunch of case studies, refine, the client acquisition process, and secure 5 to 10 high growth brands as our core clients. We're looking at a bunch of smaller clients, but we're trying to get in those 5 to 10 high end growth brands. Then after that, the 6 to 12 month phase, scale up to 20 clients, introduce AI-driven marketing automation, and expand our internal team. Then after that, the year goal would be establish Growth Rocket as the go-to agency for scaling startups and beauty brands efficiently. By keeping costs low, we refining our strategies and focusing on lead generation, we're able to build, a scalable, high-impact marketing agency that delivers real results, while, focusing on this target, niche that we have. With these brands, digital marketing agencies are so saturated right now. So you really do have to have a clear defined focus on what you're providing and who you're providing that for. So, that's all I have right now. As I've talked about this digital marketing agency. If in your companies right now you need any digital marketing, let me know. I'm here to help. So yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing, Royce. You're a key player. He's also involved in Universe, which we'll talk about in a little bit. We'll kind of keep the presentations 3 minutes long because we want to get through everybody. But, Royce is an expert sales guy. Very, very good at giving present, very good at sales, very good at marketing all around. So we chose him for the agency because it's a very difficult model, but everybody needs marketing. Difficult, I mean, like there's competition, a bit of market saturation, but it's useful. It's useful. All right. So next up, Royce, feel free to pop your info in there. Royce is a guy you want on your team. But who is next on the list? Let's see here. Nicole, feel free to talk a little bit about account and what we're doing over there.
All right. So I'll give you a brief just introduction of myself. I'm Nicole Yakimov, and I'm a student in computer science at Virginia Tech as a junior right now, with a focus on computational modeling and data analytics. And so what Accountica is a AI-powered accounting solution software. So a couple of the key features that we want to implement include optimizing your cash flow, generating real-time reports for your finances, and I can share the Figma here to kind of give you an overview.
And Nicole, if you need the Figma, I can pull it up for you here as well.
Okay, I can try from my phone, but if it's easier for you, that works as well.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm gonna share like 1 to 2 screens here, and then kind of go over. Yeah, kind of keep things brief. Awesome. So this Accountica is relatively new. It was recently added to the portfolio. Nicole did a great job. It's an AI accounting software, overly detailed, and there's a bit more work that needs to go into them. But this is an overview, and it's one of the companies on the portfolio. Nicole, great job. Feel free to put your information in the Zoom chat there so people could reach out. All right. So Alec will talk about Hey Mentor as well as Upgrade AI. Josh is driving, so he may or may not be able to talk about Commerce Hive. And then Royce will wrap things up with Universe. And then from there, we'll do our closing. We're going to keep everything to 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. Don't want to drag on people's time. I know everybody here is busy.
All right, fantastic. Awesome. Well, it's really great seeing everybody on the call, of course. Going over Hey Mentor. So Hey Mentor, it's all about education. It's an education platform. Really, it's for influencers as well as anybody else who, has, a knowledge base and they want to upload it to a course style platform. So sharing my screen here, I'll go through some of the screens. So we really make it, super easy for the layout wise of the platform. So we want to have all of the best information up top. So like you have your total earnings, so you can see all of your metrics very, very easily. Unlike our competitor or one of them, YouTube, where you really don't get these metrics anywhere, and the closest you have to it, you really have to go fishing for it. So, we like to give everything, right at the front page. You really can see your audience demographic, as well as everything else is super neat, organized, and laid out. In terms of Hey Mentor, the specifications. So it's pretty much you'll hop on the platform, you can search for any topic. It's all high level courses and information. And so for your courses here, so if you're the creator, you can very easily see all of your courses that you've created, as well as the progress and any other information there. Something, a cool feature, and here's all the screens that we have. A really cool feature that we do have
There.
is, oh, yeah, a cool feature that we do have here is our video editing tool. And this isn't loading completely just because I have a low bandwidth, but it's pretty much like an Adobe, platform within Hey Mentor itself. So that way you can do all of your editing for all of the courses directly in the platform. It's just really a really fantastic platform. It is newer, but moderation, you can really see who the top creators are very easily. And it's all about education, kind of like if YouTube and Harvard, had a child kind of thing. And that's what Hey Mentor is there. And then to go over Commerce Hive now. So Commerce Hive, it's all about e-commerce. You know,
You are with that. Alec, thanks for giving the presentation on Hey Mentor. So I think I saw, so I'm here.
Hi
Yeah.
there, everyone.
Do you want to give the presentation on Commerce Hive? Because I know you're on the Commerce Hive team. We did a last minute Hail Mary and we got some people on Commerce Hive.
Sure.
Just a brief overview of what Commerce is. This is an accelerator workshop. So we're going over different companies and just a networking opportunity.
Understood. Yeah, so Commerce Hive strives to be the forefront of analytics and prediction for e-commerce platforms, like Amazon FBA, eBay, dropshipping, etc. We give you advanced analytics as to what products are going to do well, when they're going to do well, and other analytics as to how much you should sell, etc. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good overview of it.
And I'll add on, just give a little bit more context, but thanks so much.
awesome.
Yep, happy to be.
Yeah, thanks so much for that, Soham. That was super duper helpful. Commerce Hive really can do it all, and we really do see it being the top e-commerce platform that is out there. There's a few other competitors, but in terms of the quality and the specifications on the screens itself and the very detailed data that we're able to give folks, it's completely unmatched.
Awesome. So moving right along, kind of wrapping up, we're going to go over upgrading, and then Royce is going to leave us off with Universe there. So, all right, Royce, it's you. It's all you, baby.
All right, perfect. I'll end this off on a strong note. All right, so let me share this presentation real quick, and then we can get going. Let me put this here. Perfect. All right. I'll keep this brief. I know everyone's on a pressing schedule. So, as I said, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Royce Myers. I'm in a C-suite position on Universe, and I'm excited to introduce you to this amazing company. A networking platform designed to connect and empower young professionals aged 16 to 21. Our mission is to provide a safe, intuitive, and engaging space for early career networking, mentorship, and job discovery. So, talking about our problem and solution, first off, young professionals, they struggle to build networks because traditional platforms like LinkedIn are geared towards established professionals. Students and early job seekers lack an effective way to connect with peers, mentors, and recruiters in a meaningful way. Universe fills this gap by providing a purpose-built platform designed to make early career networking seamless and engaging. So let's talk about, some of our key features and how Universe connects people. At Universe, we make networking effortless with features that ensure real and valuable connections. So our first one, we actually took this from, dating apps like Tinder, which is swipe and connect, easily match with like-minded individuals based off shared interest and career goals. Now, the next feature we have is portfolio building. You can keep track of important connections, mentors, and recruiters, which is extremely important and something that LinkedIn lacks. Now there's group networking, which I love this feature. You can join or create career focused groups to exchange ideas and collaborate. So for example, if I have someone in my network that, I think would, majorly benefit by talking to another person I know, I can just connect those two people. And then a little thing will pop up at the bottom of their screen saying, Royce, connect you guys. And then they can absolutely amazing. Also intern job discovery correct directly with companies and recruiters seeking young talent. And this is, very important for companies as, they're trying to cut down on, employee acquisition. And then there's also smart matching and filters. Search for connections by industry skills and career aspirations, which make it extremely easy to file down when you're looking for someone. Now, the last one, which is, QR code integration. So, you can just pull this up on your phone. They can instantly, scan a QR code and, connect at networking events by, just a simple scan. Universe makes networking easy, efficient, and meaningful, helping young professionals build lasting connections. Now, our market opportunity. Let me talk a little bit about this. With 52 million potential users in the US and Canada, and 70% of jobs secured through networking, the demand for early career networking is massive. No major platform exists right now to serve this specific demographic, making Universe the first mover in an untapped market. Now, how are we going to make money? So we've developed a scalable and sustainable revenue model through different streams. Our first one is premium subscriptions, and this is going to unlock advanced networking tools that users need. For example, to connect with bigger industry leaders that maybe won't look at them right out of the gate. Now, there's also, corporate partnerships and recruiter access. So as I said earlier, companies are trying to cut down on their price for getting talent through the door. So companies pay to connect with top young talent. Now, the next one is university and school integration. Colleges integrate Universe into their career services for, student networking. So like when they're referring out, hey, you should probably hop on Universe. This is going to help you, most in terms of connecting with that target audience that you're looking for. And then, the last one, which is sponsored content and advertisements. Businesses are going to promote career opportunities and educational resources through our platform, which is a great, revenue stream. With these revenue streams, Universe is positioned to scale rapidly while creating value for both users and businesses. Now, to close this out, Universe is not just another networking app. It's the future of early career connections. Whether you're a student looking to grow your professional circle, an employer searching for young talent, or even an investor looking to support the next big innovation in networking, Universe is the platform for you. So yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome, Russ. It was really engaging. Universe Gen Z networking application. It's like, if you think of Instagram, like if Facebook is the old, Instagram's the new, we're like LinkedIn's like new and improved networking application. So thank you guys so much for attending. Feel free to share emails and information so that people can kind of connect with you guys. Thanks for being a part of Meridian Capital. And this is a very, very kind of smart, intelligent, ambitious group of individuals, and I want to see each and every one of your startups succeed. So give yourselves a round of applause. That was amazing. All right. Any kind of final remarks before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I mean, that was just, incredible. Thanks for everybody for joining. We will have more of these in the future. This is sort of the first of many, if you will. It's a really great time to bring everybody together, talk about all the different, incredible things that we're all doing, especially all being so young. I mean, this is just unheard of what you guys are doing. And great work overall, a lot to come. All the companies are either in development or, moving forwards in a really fantastic way. And, over the next few months and continuing, we're really going to chug along here. We'll probably have another one of these meetings, in a few months, but, more on that to come.
Awesome. So accelerator help, investor relations, UI, UX design, funding, all of that, we're going to be a resource for you. We're going to keep kind of doing weekly meetings with the different teams, ensuring that our leaders have what they need to succeed. But thank you so much for taking time out of your busy weekends to make this workshop a priority. But I'll see you guys later. Alec, feel free to hang out. We'll do like a recap. And then, for those of you that made it, I hope it was meaningful. You got like 30 contacts, 25 contacts that you could use at your disposal for networking and are interested in your success. Thanks again.
Thank you guys for hosting this. This was amazing.
Nice to meet you.
Of course.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you guys. This was
Yes,
great.
Ritesh.
Take care,
See you,
everybody.
Nicole. Take care, guys.